The rise of social enterprise over the last 10 years, I think, reflects the way there's a search for a new economic model, a sense that the idea that, progress is just about businesses creating profits is too narrow a definition. That we have to find a new kind of business that serves people and planet as well as the bottom line.
With GDP per capita.
GDP was invented 80 years ago as a macroeconomic management tool. It's a statistical creation to tell us how much an economy is producing every year. But it's evolved, it's become the measure, the de facto measure of the well-being of our societies. Why has it done that? I think because it's a useful statistic for economic management, but also it's a very simple and clear political idea. It's a single number and it goes up and it goes down. And that means it works very well for political purposes. If I'm a president, I can say I've done a great job because GDP has gone up 5% a year when I've been president. And so it's a very simple idea that can be communicated to the public, which is how it's going to capture public imagination. I mean, it's interesting that from the moment it was created, people have been criticizing the use of GDP as being a measure of the well-being of our societies. From its creator, Simon Kuznets, in the 1930s. In the 1960s, Robert Kennedy made a famous speech where he criticized GDP. So the problems have always been known. But it's really in the last 10 years, I think, that the world has been ready for a change. The world has realized that we really, really urgently need alternative ways of measuring the well-being of our societies. The Social Progress Index is a new way of looking at the well-being of our societies, measured entirely in terms of the real things that matter to real people, only based on social and environmental outcomes. There's no GDP, there's no economic indicators in the Social Progress Index model. We're measuring, does everyone have the basic needs for survival? Does everyone have the building blocks to improve their lives? And does everyone have the opportunity to pursue their hopes and dreams without impediment? And for us, those three dimensions come together and form a definition of social progress and what it means to be a good society. So Italy ranks 31st out of 133 countries in the world on the Social Progress Index. That puts it in the second category of high social progress. That's the good news. The bad news is that Italy is at the bottom of the high social progress category and actually is the lowest scoring member of the G7. Also, because the Social Progress Index includes no GDP, we can look at how a country is performing relative to its level of economic development. And I'm sad to say that Italy comes out statistically significantly underperforming on social progress relative to its GDP per capita. And that seems to be reflected as we look in detail at the model in issues around safety, access to information, ecosystem sustainability, personal freedom and choice, and access to higher education. Those are all areas where Italy's performance is weaker than you'd expect for a country of this GDP per capita.
Now, environmental sustainability. Now, this is an interesting one.
I think the first step to living better as a planet is we have to change the conversation. We have to change the way we talk about our societies. And that's what the Social Progress Index is truly trying to do. It's trying to say, let's have not just a conversation about getting richer, getting more GDP, but about getting better in terms of the real things that matter in our lives, talking about social progress and doing that across sectors, recognizing that social innovators in government, business and civil society have a role in achieving social progress.
Thank you so much.